This talk begins with a disclaimer of having strange rumbling sounds that is not able to be removed with the software that I have, and I'm going to get new software. So you've got some rumbling sounds from distant highway or some construction that's nearby. So apologies for that. Thank you for putting up with it. Besides that, the interview, a lot of people like it, but have mentioned that the rumbling sounds are pretty weird. So thank you for your patience on that, as it's intermittently sprinkled throughout. And next time, it won't be there. It is through art that so much transformation can happen. And we've got a collection here between Dr. Mary Whitney and her latest book, From a Black Woman's Soul to a White Man's Heart, in an interview by myself, Grace Stewart, at Making Sanctuary, where we meditate and have intuitive meditation and have a lot of, both of us are both ministers. We are both, she's a woman of prayer, I'm a woman of meditation, and having a conversation while she is doing first her ink painting. She's never thought she could paint before, and we see it in slow motion, this beautiful painting that she makes of an incredible bouquet that I see as her heart. And then for me, something more simple and nice and soothing that's so familiar in just the repetition of the Mobius strip, that eternity symbol. And just having our conversation and opening with Mary, Dr. Mary Whitney, reading from her most recent book, from the last chapter, From a Black Woman's Soul to a White Man's Heart. Here we go.
Hi, my name is Mary Whitney. I am really Reverend Dr. Mary Whitney, and my fifth book is From a Black Woman's Soul to a White Man's Heart. We became the face of true diversity and equity. And the last chapter in my book is called Murdering the Spirit Within. I've thought long and hard on what's going on in our world as it pertains to race and the division thereof. So many keep trying to push aside critical race theory. Some people want to make it all about now we're, meaning black people, are trying to make whites appear as evil and ourselves as the ones calling the shots now. How long has it been that we have been seen as bad, not 100% human beings, or just averaging 2/3 of a person? We did not start slavery, nor are we the ones that should reflect on ending it. The battle is within, and is something I do not believe there has been any white person that I have met, no matter their heart, able to let go of their preconceived whiteness. This is not saying in my heart that white people are evil, but there is a darkness that resides within the core of a being when they have been brainwashed to the point of believing that one is privileged over another due to the color of their skin. I'm coming at this from the core of my own thoughts as a Christian to say that how can we continue living through lies that have been constructed through falsity and make race a reality? There has never been in my readings any scientific facts of the true meaning behind race. When we socially construct anything from something that is not real, it is still based on a lie and not reality. As far back as I could research, read, or even find facts of, race has been constructed since medieval times. It was first seen as a way to make the black person sin-free if they could be transformed by Christianity. I'm sharing this from what I've read, and I'm not going to be quoting any prior theories, pedagogies, or ideologies because the majority of those which I have read leaves us out of all equations. I want to just come to you from life as I have had to live it as my own experience. No matter whom I have spoken with that are of the white race, no one knows how to allow themselves to let go of the facts that they have been taught to believe that they are beyond persons of color. If we can be like them, act in a manner different from the way in which we were raised, and practice fitting in, then we are accepted. But if I choose to say I will not find my own complete self inside of your concepts of who I am, you have a problem with me. I just can't seem to act the way you need me to be viewed as acceptable in your own nature. Oftentimes I've wondered why this is this way, and have yet to be able to put a definitive answer to my own thoughts. When I asked my friend if she could allow herself to let go of her privilege and just be my friend, even though she, in parentheses being white, said, in quotes, "I do not know what's happening within me right now, but I'm tearing up," in quotes. I asked her if she could just sit with those thoughts for a moment and reflect on how I must feel each time she says she's sorry for being privileged, in quotes. You see, I'm not asking her to ever feel sorry for being raised to believe that she is a very important person. I am asking her to stop believing in the very nature of her being, that we are separate in nature as humans. What has caused such division amongst humans is beyond my own capacity to comprehend and put words to. This struggle we all have in just wanting to be accepted for who we are is so filled with fear of being exposed that it might never be uncovered during our time here on earth. You see, the good word that I read daily says that, in quotes, man shall destroy himself, in quotes. It seems that each and every day we are getting closer to making this a reality. Why must it be this way? I keep asking myself. But some things without the evidence of being seen are unbelievable, and yet the Bible says that, in quotes, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things unseen, in quotes. It is true, and my belief too, that we desire to see our blessings before we find the patience to wait to see what happens. Patience is a strange thing. As I've tried to rest in uncomfortable situations, I seem to feel on edge many times, and the stomach draws into knots, and cannot define within itself what's truly going on either. We have so much we try not to share with the world outside what is considered norm. Your realities as a white person will never be mine, nor mine yours, and that's all right with me and has always been. It behooves me to understand or comprehend why it's so hard for you to just allow me to share my own intellect with you, and you get comfortable with my knowledge. Just because you were informed that we were not human, dumb, or stupid seems to make you want to put me in such categories. I've seen while being in the company of many whites that whenever I seem to become intellectual, they feel they need to make me appear unknowledgeable. I say to you, that is truly unnecessary, and I'm not trying to make you appear less than I am accomplished. I've even seen this happen when we are in the presence of those who look like me, who feel they need to be the one in charge or to stay in your good graces, trying to minimize one's accomplishments as well. You see, we all just desire to fit in somewhere, and some will do whatever it takes to hold that space. As for me, I don't consider myself selling out on my own culture and buying into another as a whole completely self-made decision. Why is it that our darkened skin makes you feel as though you need to change the essence of who we are? Why do those who look like me need to believe that they are a better fit for you and your schemes? It seems to me that when you ask me to come in and do a job, and I do it to the best of my ability because I've learned a lot of the relationship building skills by just getting out there in the middle of situations and learning through the bonding process how to get the best end results for all concerned. We all should matter at the end of any completely defined equation. This is what makes all parts working together whole in itself. We are one when we are truly united collectively on purpose. This fulfills our strategy called life. Bonding through the strings within our hearts is what makes this journey all worth the while. This makes me grateful. Thank you.
I am grateful too that you read that to me. I'm going to find that chapter. Which one was it?
It's the last chapter of the book because I wanted to end on that note.
Also, as a minister and a meditator and learning so deeply and being so fascinated with meditation, this is exactly every word of this chapter to me is beautiful and is a meditation. And in every sentence, it's touching the truth, especially of my heart. And as I say and feel that, I feel chills coming up my legs and up and through my torso and in through my whole body upwards. I have dreamt that you, Mary, Whitney, were singing to me with Ella Fitzgerald. And in the dream, I was realizing that you were so kind to adopt me, and that you are, too, my mother. In the kindness of your eyes, in the dream you're singing, and all the years I've known you, I have seen kindness in your eyes, without exception. Even if you're feeling sad or angry, or the kindness never leaves your eyes, and I feel that kindness in heart and bravery in every word. And I want to share something with you of one of the sentences that reached me so deeply when you were reading this sentence, and your last sentence is about oneness, and also this sentence here. I gotta find it. I have felt this feeling since childhood. This sentence on page 168, it says, I'm quoting you, and I'm lifting it out of this page. If we can be like them, act in a manner different from the way in which we were raised and practice fitting in, then we are accepted. But if I choose to say I will not find my own complete self inside of your concepts of who I am, you have a problem with me. I just can't seem to act the way you need me to be viewed as acceptable in your own nature. Oftentimes I've wondered why this is this way. Me too. And then I'm asked, and then you say on page 169, I'm asking her to stop believing in the very nature of her being, that we are separate as humans in nature. And then the very next paragraph, what has caused such division amongst humans is beyond my own capacity to comprehend and put words to. That is the main sentence that I love the most out of this chapter. That's the one. What has caused such division among humans is beyond my own capacity to comprehend and put words to. I have felt that pain, and I've always believed since I was a child. And I am happy to be me and that you are you. I am so glad to be a Hungarian because we've never had slavery in our history. We were never slaves of others, and we never enslaved others. That's really lucky. And so when I saw the division and I saw the race talk, I thought, that's what's causing the disease. That's because as a Buddhist, and I went into Buddhism and meditating since I was a child and finding the way through pain, because we all have pain. And inside of pain, as I would visit my own pain, I thought it's caused by division.
It is.
And I thought that's where it's coming from, and it's beyond our comprehension. But all the wars, the famine, the disease, all the everything that we are experiencing as a culture, with all of these people that have depression and having to take these drugs and the help for antidepressants, it's depressing to be divided. And we don't know why, but ever since a child, I'm like, this is why. Because race is simply not even biologically true. It is socially made up. And every single sentence in your book, and you're right, even the title, Murdering the Spirit from Within, that's why we're sick. As soon as we divide, and I say I'm better or worse than anybody because of something so ridiculous that's not even biologically a fact, but just something socially that's constructed as an ego. And that's why I love Buddhism and meditation and Jesus, even when he said, love thy neighbor as yourself. I think there's a little joke in there. I always thought there was a joke in there. Yeah, love your neighbor as yourself, because we are all one. And so they are a part of you. So if you're going to act against them, you're acting against yourself. And that's exactly what the Bible and Jesus in the Bible says, is that the humans will destroy themselves exactly because we haven't realized that you can't, that love your neighbor as yourself is not some way to just be nice. It's the truth. And if you divide yourself away from the truth, then you start dying, and it murders the spirit from within. So I'm so happy to be here with you. We can't put our concepts around. It is not comprehensible. But that's why Jesus gave another answer, which is, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And I don't even know what I'm doing, but I do know that I'm human and I can ask for forgiveness. And that realizing this together with you, Mary, and having this conversation, my heart and my intent is to heal the lie, to heal what's broken. And I don't have to understand how that is, except that if that is my sentiment, if that is my intent, and if my psyche, if my soul can bring me a dream that you are my mother, and singing with Ella Fitzgerald, you and she together, and you singing to me that you're my mother, and that you love me. That's the real heart of you I'm always seeing, and that's why the song can come, and we're connected. And there's the mystery of being human and flawed, and the mystery of dreaming and praying and being true. And everybody gets healed through their own way, whatever color, whatever creed, whatever religion, whatever, for them to find what is really true and beautiful in their heart. And it doesn't necessarily support the economy and the political agendas, but we can drop all of that. And that's what I say, is I feel like my heart has a party when I'm with you.
I know, Grace, that I feel we always have that party, and we always are together. And ever since I first met you and I told you, I didn't know how to get comfortable with anyone to the point of sleeping, right? And we found that comfort the very first time we met. And I see you and you see me, and we really see one another. It's not color we see human beings. And I am so grateful for the relationship that we have, and that we can have this serious conversation, right? Because it is not about division or individualism or separating ourselves, but when the word says the truth shall set you free, and free indeed, right? And anything that's built and constructed through a lie can never be true. And so how do we live that trueness of who we are and stop being brainwashed, all of us, to believe something that is not acceptable in the core of our being and never will? How do we release ourselves from such constructed, right, language?
I'm interested in breaking that spell of the hypnosis that we're being put on through the division media, through the division narratives, is really, to me, a spell being cast upon us. And if we really look at some of the history and how, follow the money, or follow, just to let that all go. But to realize, and I don't know all the answers, but I have an intuition that the division is that lie is a spell cast upon us. And the reason why you were able to, I think, rest with me is I have been rebelling against believing that humans are just humans because we only live for 90 years, and I know that we last longer. And so to me, I am first a soul, and then a human, and then a female, and then the color of the skin. This is all just clothing. These are all just layers of clothing. So when I see you, Mary, in your eyes, I think you've done, from my perspective, from how I understand the world, and the voice and the vibration in someone's voice, and the openness of their face, I see that you've done a lot of, from my interpretation, how I see you, is that your body's clothing, and inside of this clothing there's been a lot of prayer.
Yes, always.
And you have this openness. It's so beautiful. You're like seeing an exotic flower to me. It's like, oh my gosh, she's wrapped up in this clothing. And I can see your pain and sadness and anger, but I'm more powerful. I see in you is amazing. It breaks through the love that brings the dream, that has you singing and letting me know that you're my mother and that you love me that much. Oh, and that breaks the spell. Something like that. I didn't do it. I didn't break my own spell, but I was open to it. And the mystery of life, the mystery of dreaming, for me, that is my story of that's a way through. And everybody has their own way. It's not like everybody's going to have that dream that you're their mother. Maybe, no.
It's not. No. I just want for everyone to know that love above all things, that agape kind of love. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to minimize. I'm not here to dehumanize. But I am to be one with another. And when we can be one with the other, I think we will have such a beautiful rose, right? And the rainbow is complete at that point. And I want to be here to see the end of the rainbow that we should be.
Thank you, Mary. I'm astonished at this is what happened in our speaking with each other. True love knows in that oneness that this is just clothing and all the rest are labels, and we're here to play. And that's why it feels like a party, to just look in your face, to look in your eyes, to feel and just be with you. A part of me inside it, I had chills go up my legs earlier. It's like a dance. It's an energy that, like spirit, can bring up the chills through our body. I can't control that. It's a party. And I think that those kinds of feelings of chills, is my belief, is that that's healing. That something's happening, and I offer it in my heart to all of existence, all the world, every single human being ever, because when we have the oneness, when we understand the love, then respect is natural. Yes. It's complete. There's no way to disrespect anyone if you really love them. And so this is the equalizer is the truth of love, the truth of truth. And I'm just astonished at our conversation right now, and I feel like it's complete, but there might be some more to share, and I'm gonna hand the mic over to you, and we can contemplate, is this a good place to stop, or do we go down another path today on another branch out of this? This is a great trunk, and either we go into a branch today or we go into a branch another day, but I'm really already happy with having this at least be an introduction.
Thank you so much, and I hope all will take time to read From a Black Woman's Soul to a White Man's Heart. We became the face of true diversity and equity, because it does take stretching. it does take us getting out of our comfort zone sometimes, and it is not always easy to be discomforted because discomfort sometimes comes with pain. And no one is here to shame or to blame, but to stretch ourselves to a new level of understanding and togetherness that this world has yet to see. We can have heaven right here on earth if we choose, because life is a choice. And I think right here, right now, Grace, is a great place to just be settled in our spirits, in our hearts, as we've always been together. Because in us seeing through each other's eyes, I've never seen division nor separation, even though our tones of skin is not the same. I thank you for the rainbow you've created in my heart and my spirit. And I love you as a daughter. And we should love everyone as a neighbor, right? And no one is a stranger when we're complete in truth. And I honor that. Thank you.
As you were speaking, Mary, I had a living dream I've never seen before. Right before you said that you are my mother, and I saw the rainbow you were talking about. I saw the rainbow between your heart and my heart, and there was gold at the end of both, and it was just amazing. Right? It was really a dream that was right inside of my heart mind, and wow.
Heaven is right here on earth, right? Heaven is right here on earth. Let's be at peace, one with the universe.
Yeah.
Wow, Grace. Oh, let me.
And in time, Mary, on the conversation between you and I goes this party for God. Let it continue. And wow, Mary.